On day 96, my skeletal courage led me to the doorway, chuckling softly. The once bustling streets now felt even cooler as we embraced the significance of our wandering past. Carefully strolling through the market, however, just as we were about to reach Li Jianjian's house, Xiaoxia sent drumbeats controlling the sounds of our mind. My entire bloodstream froze in an instant. Even my breathing subconsciously became much quieter. Sounds came from mouths with crashes and the snarling roars from zombies' throats. I instinctively looked towards Li Jianjian's direction, meeting his pale face almost as our eyes locked. He tightly grabbed my hand, and I saw the word "run" in his eyes. Only once did our obsession falter in the narrow corridor, leaving only our frantic breaths. Why did they suddenly appear? Could it be that the rainwater washed away our strength? The snarling sounds behind us grew closer, accompanied by chaotic footsteps. I hadn't had water for days, my throat dry and burning. I couldn't suppress a violent cough. Li Jianjian was gripping me tightly, making me dare not stop at all. As we turned the corner, I glanced through the gaps of the stairwell and saw countless neighbors crawling up. My consciousness began to blur, and I could only mechanically follow Li Jianjian upwards. Fortunately, the 6th floor wasn't particularly high. We quickly reached the 6th floor stairwell. He grabbed me and immediately double-locked the main door. I was pushed into the house. My knees went weak as I fell directly to the ground. The thought of being safe flashed through me in an instant. A ludicrous smile suddenly welled up in my throat. I collapsed on the ground, gasping like a stranded fish, yet couldn't help the corners of my mouth from turning up. After double-locking the door, Li Jianjian glanced at me inexplicably. "Don't celebrate too early." He pointed to my smelly raincoat, urging me to quickly remove it to avert danger. Suddenly, I awoke. The Master Shifu's decaying clothes remained on me, and touching his wounds, all these pathogens could be perilous. "We might mutate, so we need to be cautious," Li Jianjian said. After I took off my raincoat, he carefully placed the 2 raincoats into a bag and then into an iron toolbox. The foul odor instantly diminished a lot. He grabbed me, led to the bathroom, instructed washing hands 3 times and avoiding mouth and eyes. Li Jianjian coldly reminded me of precautions. His bathroom had a similar layout to mine, only much larger. He had several large bathtubs in the bathroom, all filled with water. This water was kept by him for washing purposes. I licked my parched lips. At this moment, I find myself extremely thirsty, and would greatly appreciate it if I could have a small sip of your drink first, please. Please hold on for a moment. After you have taken the time to rest, make sure that you do not inadvertently transport any pathogens into other rooms. Listening to his voice, I suddenly felt a sense of peace, finally not being alone. When I saw that Li Jianjian's entire house was piled with boxes of bottled water, my fingers involuntarily curled up. I immediately felt immense admiration for him. I took the cup of water that Li Jianjian handed me and drank it all in one gulp, then another cup after that. Reassured by the long-missed supplies, my heart relaxed. After handing the water cup to Li Jianjian, my eyelids grew heavy and everything turned dark. When I woke up again, I found myself lying on a not-so-soft military bed. Recalling that I had arrived at Li Jianjian's house, I got up and began searching for him. I woke up to Li Jianjian's hoarse voice, seeming to have been awakened by me. He yawned and walked toward the bedroom by himself. After a short while, he returned holding 3 egg yolk pies and handed them to me. As I savored pastries, their sweet cream bursting on my tongue and long-missed fullness awakening my mind, I suddenly recalled Li Jianjian's mysterious disappearance before the zombie outbreak. I swallowed the last bite and looked at him. "Why did you want to move to the house across from mine?" Li Jianjian unconsciously rubbed his fingers, speaking softly as if to himself. "I died once, you know. This isn't my first experience of losing and being reborn. This is even more ridiculous than the zombie outbreak. But if zombies can break out, then things like Li Jianjian's are. It's not that I can't accept it. Back in school, my memory flashed to that gloomy afternoon when he stood in the classroom, pale and expressionless. Reflecting now, it wasn't physical discomfort. I fixed my gaze on him as he seemed to be lost in memories. "Actually, I didn't know this was your neighborhood. My home is on the 2nd floor and not very safe, so I rented this place for only a month." He let out a light laugh, his mouth curling into a mocking smirk, but his eyes remained cold. Did he really come? Who cares about rent? Moving here was supposedly by chance. In my memories, Li Jianjian wasn't this kind of person. Although we didn't talk often, I still remember she was the kindest girl in the class. But this cold version of her today, she didn't tell anyone. But after knowing I lived across the street, she chose to inform me. Also, after knowing I had no food, she still risked danger to save me. Did she experience something before? He continued discussing his past life, explaining that during the zombie outbreak, all armed forces in Machi City launched a sweeping operation, and everyone stood up without hesitation. Despite holding the front line, on the day the endless tide overwhelmed the defenses, the entire city descended into hell. After Li Jianjian finished speaking, I suddenly recalled the previous rescue message. He must have known something to prevent me from asking for help. At that time, when the message arrived, you didn't let me reply, and I couldn't finish speaking. Li Jianjian gave me a calm look. His serene demeanor was terrifying, as if he hadn't experienced it personally. Do you know what would happen if you responded?